Lemon Knife back again. I'm John.
I'm Mia.
And we are here with our best opening lines.
Yes, top 10.
Top 10. And there are so many good ones of these, and they're hard to remember that I'm sure I left many things out.
Oh, certainly.
But why don't you start us off, Mia?
Obviously, very much the opposite of our last video. Worst
Worst
lines
ever,
and great
yes.
songs.
Worst lines and great songs.
So please check that one out if you haven't already. Now then, my number 10. Oh, and guessing game for everybody, actually, because we did not name the song or artist and will not name the song or artist. So you are going to have to guess, and please leave it in the comments if you do.
Yeah, most correct wins fabulous prize.
Yeah, prize!
Alright, what do you got?
Reluctantly crouched at the starting line, engines pumping and thumping in time. Alright, I just wrote those down, but that really is a great way to set the scene. I love the way the bass is coming in with it.
And it comes in, like, the vocals come in before the other things.
And like that last drum, there's just everything. And then as soon as you hear what, you know what song it is. You just have to hear the reluctantly. And that's all you need. And it's like, yeah, it's this one!
Alright, my number 10, this one is kind of cheating because it was a song. I was looking for some new ways to find songs, so I was looking at a list of best opening lines. And so I downloaded a song from this, and it's a nice number. So this is, in 1984, I was hospitalized for approaching perfection. That's such an interesting,
That's a great line.
Stage setter.
All right. Number 9. I have to be a little bit biased towards this one, but I'll explain in a moment. Libraries gave us power, librarians! Then work came and made us free. So, the thing about this is just the, considering the whole song is just about, like, the poor and how criticized they are and, you know, the rest of the thing just growing up in that environment, it's very, it just kind of goes straight into it, like, you know, yeah, we learned from information and whatever we could glean, but, then we had to work and now our souls are sucked in or whatever, and it just kind of goes on, and it's a good way to start it off.
Yeah. Do libraries give us power, Mia?
I sure hope so.
Otherwise, I've wasted my life.
Oh, no. I definitely wasted my life. I'm the librarian.
Yes. All right, my number 9 is another one that will grab your attention. So another one like Reluctantly Crouched that comes in before anything else.
Yes.
So he's got a carcass in his basement, and it's high time he found a replacement. It'll be just like a first date, but better. Immediately, like, what the hell is going on here?
Now I have to know more, yes.
Yes.
Please tell us more.
I don't know whether I'm going to like what comes next, but I know I have to know what comes next.
That's exactly it. Number 8, a classic. Jesus died for somebody's sins, but not mine. It's just a very way to succinctly sum up being a misfit, and why you're maybe a little bit more critical of religion than the average, right? Well, it wasn't me that he did that for.
Yeah.
It wasn't me.
All right, I got kind of a rambling one.
You have to say it rambling. No.
All right.
I'm teasing. It's a joke.
So this is, well, a teacher of mine once told me that life was just a list of disappointments and defeats, and you can only do your best. I said, well, that's a fucking cop-out. You're just washed up and you're tired. When I get to your age, I won't be such a coward.
That's
and we
great.
Go on from there.
Fantastic start.
Yes.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
Good stuff.
All right. You know what's coming next once I say this? A modern day warrior, mean stride. Today's Tom Sawyer, mean pride. Hey! That's like half the reason this is so good. No, not half the reason. That's another one where it stands on its own, but you're also kind of like, what the hell are you talking about? No, his mind is not. Okay. We can just go into the. This is actually just going to be an acapella cover. Oh yeah, that too.
From
The
the
Tom
covers
Sawyer,
for All right, we'll give you a second for your speakers to recover, folks.
Sorry.
All right. So a lot of my top ones are going to be ones that are kind of painting a scene. So my number 7 is, I spent the winter on the verge of a total breakdown while living in Norway.
Great line, yeah.
Oh, tell me more.
Please. Please tell me more about Norway. Mostly
And
Norway, but also
breakdowns and
a little bit.
winters.
But mostly
I felt
Norway.
the darkness of the black metal bands.
Aw, you're not telling me about Norway, man.
No,
you
he's
gotta
not.
tell me about Norway. You're
Well,
going
there's
to
a lot of black
going
metal
to the other
bands. No,
part.
there are black metal bands in Norway. He is telling you more
Oh.
about Norway.
Oh, okay, fair enough. I'm sorry.
You
Yes,
learn
he
all
is.
about Norway. It's got black metal bands.
That's the most
and
important thing about
breakdowns
Norway.
in winter.
That's the whole thing. All right. I went back to the doctor to get another shrink. I sit and tell him about my weekend, but he never betrays what he thinks. Woo! Really, especially that I went back to the doctor to get another shrink is just like, yep, I got problems. I need another shrink. But then you just kind of follow it up with like, you know, I tell you about him, and you can just see it happen. I tell him about my weekend, and he's just like,
Yes.
not trying. And it's the
You're a
first,
nut. You're crazy in the coconut.
and it's the first line on the whole album, which is, you know,
Ah,
the whole story is set right there, which is a feat.
interesting.
I guess besides like the weird ambient noises, anyway.
What about the ocean?
Yeah, that's not a line.
Is it for the album
Can you
set
write
at the
that?
ocean?
Can you write out ocean noises? Parentheses.
Whoosh.
Whoosh.
Parentheses whoosh.
No.
Alright, my number 6. They sentenced me to 20 years of boredom for trying to change the system from within.
Bummer, man.
Bummer. Alright, what next?
Is that all you got to say?
That's all there is. Bummer, man.
Bummer, man. All right. Number 5. When Black Friday, I'm just going to caustically read this one. When Black Friday comes, I'll stand down by the door and catch the gray men when they dive from the 14th floor. Now, if that isn't a scene setter, I don't know what is. I especially like that they incorporate the 14th floor, which is kind of a reference to like how you're skipping over the number 13 in a business building. Because the whole song's just about this giant stock crash and what this one
Yep.
guy's going to do, running off to Australia and feeding the kangaroos or whatever he's doing. But I think that's literally what he thinks he's going to do. He's going to feed all the kangaroos. So, yeah, good stuff. Good snarky stuff as usual from them.
Maybe you can learn to play the saxophone while he's down there.
Yeah.
Alright, take a deep breath for my next one. Despite your pseudo-bohemian appearance and vaguely leftist doctrine of beliefs, you know nothing about art or sex you couldn't read in any trendy New York underground fashion magazine.
Admit it!
So yeah, we got a nice little... The whole song is about at that ranty pace, but that
Good
just
stuff.
kicks it off fantastically.
Oh, shoot, I just realized.
Yeah,
That's alright, It's part of the song.
no, it's just the part of the opening line.
Yeah, that's it.
Definitely isn't the song title.
Nope. You don't know anything. You didn't hear anything. You only get credit if you write it with the right punctuation. How's
Yup.
that? All right,
Including
anyway.
count.
Oh, yup. All right, number 4. My generation's for sale. Beats a steady job. How much have you got? This whole song is really just kind of a dissertation. I love every lyric in this song, even the vulgar ones, because even the vulgar ones are ridiculously clever. It's just overall, like, what a great snarky, and just kind of kicks it off like, yeah, we're lazy as hell. How much you got? I'll be bought before I work for you, kind of.
Yep.
So good stuff.
Almost very Gen X.
Yeah, exactly.
Alright, you asked for a vulgar
Oh,
lyric,
boy.
huh? Yeah.
I glanced over and saw.
I'm obnoxious, motherfucker, can't you tell? Run through Little Havana yelling Viva Fidel. Jerking off with the sheets when I stay at motels. Drinking Bacardi at AA meetings, smoking the L. The entire song is on that level, throwing in just scathing criticisms of things like Catholic Church doing nothing during the Holocaust, raging alcoholic like the president's daughters, it's just a song full of delicious, explosive venom, and the opening line lets you know what you're in for.
This should discourage people from cheating when they're, because why would you ever want to type that into Google? Let's see,
I'm obnoxious, motherfucker.
Can't you tell? I like each one of those could just be like a super offensive like phrase to search on Google. How to
yell Viva Fidel in Little Havana.
How offensive is it to yell "Viva Fidel"? All right.
What percentage of people jerk off with the sheets at hotels? The answer may surprise you. Our scientist research crew went in with a black light.
Where were we? We were on number
Number 3.
For something completely different. I gotta catch my breath. You say you love me, and I hardly know your name. And if I say, I tune it too high for me. And if I say I love you in the candlelight, there's no one but myself to blame. So this is one of the more scene-setting ones in my... Because the whole song is really about... It's kind of setting up for the downfall at the end of the song. It's about a philanderer who can't stop, and it leads to, you know, the dissipation of his relationship that he wanted to keep, you know. So it's kind of a... So, and at the end, it's, you know, too blank. It's all too blank. I don't want to say the title.
It's all too
blank.
blank.
It's all blank. Everything is blank. Everything, I just blanked out of everything. So great stuff for a great otherwise song.
Alright, this is the last of my scene-setting ones. And this one, you can just picture the environment. Every line in the first verse leads towards this.
Right.
But our opening line here...
I'm picturing.
Oh boy. Alright, get your mind's pyramid. What is it called? Mental fortress?
Yeah, it's a pyramid now.
Your mental
Now it's a
fortress pyramid. What is it? It's memory building? Memory palace. That's what I was looking for.
Well, I wanted to have a
Alright,
mind
you got
pyramid.
you got your mind pyramid. Alright, we got 2 men sit in the corner of a diner. Both of them look quite a bit like Carl Reiner. And then just each line kind of paints the scene more. One of them is smoking,
yeah.
even though the sign says not to. The waitress says stop. He says
Every
sorry, but
detail.
I've got to. And just, yeah, lots of details.
Like goofy but descriptive.
Yes,
absolutely.
goofy but descriptive.
All right, number 2. I don't need to be a global citizen, because I'm blessed by nationality. So that's, for those who didn't understand me as I was trying to imitate a punk singer, I don't need to be a global citizen, because I'm blessed by nationality. Which is, both stands on its own and sets the scene, I think. Because, well, who needs the world when I'm part of the greatest country on earth? It's
Great
very
satire
snarky.
song, yeah.
Absolutely, I love that song to bits.
All right, here.
I saw some scribbles.
So mine yelled at top volume, started song is, "Why are we Singapore?"
Can you read that again for the people who need translation?
Okay, let me subtitle it. Why are we Singapore?
That is
So-
why do they always send the poor?
And that's before the main vocals come in. That's just, as soon as that happens, then it kicks into overdrive, and it's just kind of like, whoa.
Imagine being the person who had to chart that in Rock Band. Why? They have to like get them all very close to each other. I still have great memories of my mom and I. She was the first time she heard that song. We had Rock Band, and it was her turn to just do the vocals because we were just doing the vocals blind.
Yeah,
She scared the crap out of herself. By the end, she's kneeling on the ground. Why do they always send the poor? Why? I couldn't play guitar anymore. I was laughing so hard. I remember that. Anyway.
Good times.
Too good, perhaps. All right. This is the longest line, and it's number 1. I'm gonna be as snarky as I can. So they say, a trouble boy, just because you like to destroy all the things that bring the idiots joy. Well, what's wrong with a little destruction? I love every line in this song. It is definitely one of my favorite lyrics written in the era, and really one of my favorites ever, but just the whole thing about chewing out the organ, not really being anti-religion is the interesting thing. You're chewing out all the organized practitioners who think they know what they're following and are actually seriously breaking it. And maybe they know what they're following and are just, bastardizing it too. It's hard to say. And coming from a former divinity major makes it even better for me.
Oh, was he?
Yes, he was. There's probably a reason he's not a divinity major. Maybe because of things like that coming later. All right, so that's my number 1. Good job.
All right, my number 1, I have a lot of loquacious and scene-setting ones. I'm going with a nice, simple, classic one for my number 1. I'm waiting
Ah.
in my cold cell as the bell begins to chime.
This came so close to my list too.
Reflecting on my past life, and it doesn't have much time.
Poor Yorick here. Because at 5, alright, we're gonna continue
Poor
on.
Yorick.
Then the skulk starts singing back to him for some reason. At
I
5
was like,
o'clock,
"Ah!"
they take me.
That'd be like the silly music video they would do.
They would totally do that for like a
Talking to a
one-off
skull, yeah.
stage performance. Alright, what were you actually gonna say?
That's about all they need. I think it stands on its own. All right. Thank you for joining us. We are Lemon Knife once again.
We'll see you next time.